Alright, welcome back. I had a couple things I wanted to talk about, and for some reason YouTube only gives me, I think it's like 20 minutes to talk, and I did a couple vlogs last week where I went over the time and I can't post the video, so I gotta go in and edit it a little bit, make it shorter. But there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. One, my Black Bigot video that I used basically his name for clickbait at one point was up to like 156 views, and when I just checked my channel, I had his permission actually to use his name, by the way, so I got some people chiming in on my comment saying, well, you shouldn't use people's names if you don't have their permission. And I didn't really think about, when I used Adam's name to begin with, that was something that people would use as a clickbait thing. I wasn't really vlogging back then, being serious about it or whatever. But so if it is a disrespect, I am sorry for not asking permission first. But with Black Bigot's views, like I said, I was up to 100, almost 200 views, and then for some reason when I checked my account, it was down to like 56 or 66 views. So I don't know if all views count or if YouTube goes back in later and doesn't count certain views. I don't know. But anyways, I'm pretty much going to use his name again because I wanted to share a funny story. He talks about, there's been a couple videos that he's made where I find it hilarious that he goes into the like deli department at like a local store and will buy something that they have to weigh out in bulk, and every single time he buys something, the people that work there ask, is it okay if you order a half pound or 0.46? They give you, 3/4 of a pound, or you order something for a pound and they give you, a pound and 3/4. And they always ask, is it okay? Is it okay? And you're like, yeah, whatever. So one of the videos, he actually asked for less than he wanted. That way it would equal out to actually what he wanted. But the lady actually weighed out 3/4 of a pound. But anyways, I worked as a butcher for a while at a shop. It was called Nature's. It was like one of the original health food stores out here in Portland before Whole Foods and Wild Oats came into play, and New Seasons. There's a whole bunch now. I mean, Zebra Grocery, there's a bunch, but Nature's was like the original. And I worked in the meat department when there actually still was a butcher available where you could come in and have me cut you certain crown lamb racks for you, debone things, order a turkey, do all kinds of things, wrap things in bulk. And I would always just, as we were busy, there would be times where I'd be by myself and it'd be like 5 o'clock. And at the time I was the manager, so we had to get the things out as fast as we could. And so I would just basically scoop it out, and my hand, after doing it so many times, you would almost do it so many times during a shift that you could get it almost, just by the weight of your hand, and knowing that would probably be pretty close to a pound. And if it was like a pound and a half, I would just give it to the people and I would tear it off the scale. The company's losing a little bit of money, but I figured that it doesn't short them anything. It cost me a little bit, but my product line wasn't that bad because of the fact that I was able to help people. No one walked away from my case. I got everybody helped in a timely order. And the people love me because, they'd come in other times and be like, well, last time I got 6 hamburgers instead of 4, or whatever the deal was, So I just think it's funny. So you just got to watch people, I guess, when you're at different places. I think there's a lot of ways you can maneuver the scale and do things. But yeah, I've been through like the U-scan checkout places and stuff like that, and things will get double scanned, and if you don't look at your receipt properly, you could get charged twice or whatever for the same item. So anyways, enough with that. I just thought I'd tell you guys that story. It was a fun store to work at, but there was a guy that would come in and order. He'd call in sometimes before and say, I want 10 1-pound packages wrapped individually so that the meat doesn't touch the wax paper. So this guy was pretty particular, and I would do it for him, because he would call it ahead, and he was actually a really nice customer. He's a little particular or whatever you want to call it. But when you're busy, man, I'm telling you, those registers of those scales or whatever were a pain in the ass. But I can feel Black Bigot's pain because a lot of these companies are making buku money just getting that extra little bit off the top. Anyways, enough for me.